Recently, there has been a national debate over the removal of Confederate statues across the nation. These Confederate statues include memorials of Robert E. Lee, founding fathers Christopher Columbus and Thomas Jefferson, and George Washington, along with many more. Many Black Lives Matter and leftist protesters are in favor of removing these statues because they feel the statues evoke hatred and racism. They feel the statues represent a system of oppression, violence, and exploitation against the Black community. However, many other Americans feel that the statues should not be removed because they represent our nation's history. They feel that if we tear down these statues, we will not be able to learn from history and move forward. President Trump revealed his feelings over the debate on Twitter, stating, quote, "Sad to see the history and culture of our great country being ripped apart with the removal of our beautiful statues and monuments. You can't change history, but you can learn from it. Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, who's next? Washington, Jefferson, so foolish. Also, the beauty that is being taken out of our cities, towns, and parks will be greatly missed and never able to be comparably replaced." Quote, "The debate continues over the removal of these precious statues. It is our duty as Americans to preserve the history of our nation. We must recognize that these statues represent a completely different time in history and that there is something to be learned from it. Yes, parts of our history involve slavery and different aspects of oppression and exploitations against groups of people. However, these Confederate statues are a portrayal of how far our country has come in the attempt to overcome racism and discrimination against minorities. Let these statues be an image of growth and improvement of our nation. The history behind the Confederate statues took place, and all we can do as Americans is learn from it and make efforts to eliminate the possibility of extreme racism happening again in our country."
Good. Okay.